So today we're gonna be checking out the first album that I ever did. It's a project that I named Ilu and the album called Insomnia. So this project, I named it this way so people will think that it's an acronym, but it's actually not. I just wanted people to think that it was and like make out what they thought it meant. Yeah, it is a black metal album. As you can see, it was shared by Atmospheric Black Metal Albums. Probably send it to them on their email. But this channel, if you don't know this channel, they are very big and they were kind enough to share it on their channel. But as you can see, I released this 4 years ago, February of 2020. I actually got included on the Metal Archives for this. Here's my Metal Archives page. Look at me. Look at 19-year-old Jojo. Jesus Christ. This is a very unflattering picture. As I said, I named the project like this so people will think it's an acronym. If you go to Metal Archive, you can see that the only description is that ILU stands from, or ILU, whatever you want to call it, Illuminierung der Legion der Übermenschen. I know that's German. I read this before and I took German for 1 year in high school. And this is not real. This is fake. I don't know who put this here, but it was meant as a joke to have it seem like it was a acronym. Yeah, I got one review, a 90% score review, which I don't think it deserves, but I think we'll read that after we listen to the actual album. Here's the lineup. There's me, everything, and then here's the thing. There's a guest musician, which is one of my best friends. He did vocals on one of the songs, and that's him. That's also a very old picture of him. Man, he's a lot more muscular now. I am too, but he's significantly more muscular than me. And he has a folk blues project called Jericho. This is him. And check him out because he has pretty good music. He's a really good musician, really good singer. Well, I guess we'll start listening to it. So the first song is the intro, Warmth, which starts like this. Fucking stock Ableton electric piano. I just wanted to get a very nostalgic vibe from it. Little strings, and I wanted it to sound very like tender and kind of fragile, I guess. I literally used this sound in my music production class. That's funny. It sounds like an anime opening. Maybe like the orchestral instrumental version of the opening where the hero kinda gets a final power up at the end, or maybe finally defeats the villain. How old were you when you did this? I was 19. I wrote everything myself. I was 19. I just had my first ever heartbreak, my first ever real heartbreak. So some of that really leaked into the album. So here's the first actual song of the album, Chateau. What were you into at the time? Influences? I was a lot into the band Numenorian. I don't know if you guys know that band. It's another atmospheric post-black metal band. I just heard this album, Adore. I still fucking love this album, but I think it was the Home EP that really inspired this. That and Panopticon. So yeah, so this really inspired the album. But I was listening to this EP a lot more at the time. When the first song starts, you all know that how much it inspired this. So this is probably the single most influential band on my album. First song, Chateau, with a long ass intro that takes, I think it's like a 2-minute intro with the stock tune track feel from their groove library. I mean, as you can see, it's taking its sweet time to start. Finally. Man, the mix on this is whack. This part is not too bad. It's okay. The mix is kind of whack because I mixed it super loud. There was like no headroom on this album. There was no sub frequencies below like 80 hertz. I recorded without a metronome. You're gonna listen to some parts that sound very rough because they sound super out of time. Did you do vocals on this? Yeah, just the one song with the clean vocals I didn't do. And oh yeah, also the vocals are drenching reverb. Here it is. Yeah, that's a lot of reverb. I was actually expecting words It's actually kind of cool, actually. Yeah, this particular song is not too bad. It has some cool parts. There's a clean section on this part that I really like. There's some parts on this particular song that actually fucking suck. Fuck, that's so out of time. Jesus fucking Christ. I think it was also actually one take. All of the songs were one take. Fuck. So much reverb. I also double tracked the vocals and it sounds very out of time a lot of it. And a lot of parts. This part I really love. I think this is a really good part. And a better song it will be Fire. I think this part was also kind of inspired both by Abigail Williams and Krallice, which Krallice is one of my top 5 favorite bands of all time. But yeah, this part I really love. Check that out. It's a good build-up. Very nostalgic. The drum programming is decent. Probably it gets worse. It gets worse. I think this is because it was mostly stock groups from the tune track library, but it gets worse. Trust me. There's so much reverb on these vocals. What's next? Haunted. This is the song that my friend sings on. We got the clean guitars, the clean melancholic guitars with the rain sound. And I think this is a stock rain sound effect. If it sounds okay right now, it's gonna get really bad. Oh god. The mix is terrible on this song. It sounds neutered. I hate this song now. The only redeemable quality is my friend's vocals. The drums almost sounded like they got quieter with the guitar stick. And that's what I'm saying. Did you mix everything on one project with templates or just song by song? I mix it song by song, and that's the problem. I didn't know you can make templates. Damn, that's bad. Yeah, he's a great singer. I just kind of fucked up the mix with it. Now it's gonna get really bad. Oh my god. Yeah, the vocals clash mega hard. I did not know what I was doing with the mix. Both my friend and I agree that this song is pretty bad now. Then it goes to this fucking out of place section. I couldn't tell what tempo that was meant to be. Me neither. I don't remember. Jesus Christ. You can really tell I recorded this without the metronome. The melody of the vocals and the guitar are so dissonant. Oh my god. Yeah. Castrated sounds too brutal, but okay. No man, it's the right term for this. And I decided to add bells and organ in this part. And then I put this choir on it. Question, what were the emotions you guys went through at the time of recording this album? I was just really depressed when I was recording this album, actually. Someone else should have mixed it. I just wanted to write something that sounded nostalgic but sad at the same time. I think I got this album done in like a month. Sorry for the negativity, dude. I wasn't expecting that answer. No worries, man. Next up is this interlude called Fragile, which actually sounds pretty good. Sounds like it could be for the score of a movie. The song Sleepless, which was the first song that I ever fully wrote. You can tell it's the first song I ever wrote. It sounds like amateur hour. Yeah, this is cool. This sounds like a film score. Like the instrumental stuff sounds really cool when it doesn't have guitars and drums in it. Yeah, this is alright. This is not bad. Perfectly see this on a Tom Hanks movie or something, like Lost in Translation. Like, I love how this turned out actually. Fuck. Now this is Lipless, the first song that I ever wrote. And it sounds like amateur hour. It's all over the place. It sounds rough. This song is also the first time I ever attempted recording vocals without any practice. It sounds absolutely atrocious. It's gonna get real bad. I was trying to rip off Warforged here. What tuning was this in? Drop C. God! The kicks were awful. Oh man, here comes the vocals. Fuck! I was also mashing my mouth against the mic like this. I was mashing it like this. Fuck! What was I thinking? Also, the vocals are super distorted on this. The harsh vocals have a ton of gain on them. Also, in this particular song, they have a bunch of gain. I think the only money that I spent for this album was on getting my DistroKid account. I think I ended up making my money back and a little bit more because I wanted to be Devin Townsend. Yeah, the best part of the albums are when I'm not playing guitar. You did a DistroKid account for it to get it into Spotify? Damn! Yeah, I got it into Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, Deezer. Excuse me. Now this is the last song, You're Too Small, which I think will be a good song title for a better song. Coldplay Yellow. Yeah. Actually already have the chord progression and I just sent it to my friend that did the vocals on it. I haven't owned an acoustic guitar for at least 12 years. Holy shit, how long is this song? It's 12 minutes long. Holy fucking shit. And there's a bunch of fluff in this song. There's a bunch of filler in this song that it didn't need to be there. This song absolutely did not need to be 12 minutes long, but I just had to make a 12-minute long song. And now piano, because it just needed another intro. And now, like, clean driven guitars because it needed another intro. Intro to the intro to the intro to the song. Yeah, because this is literally the third intro. The whole album is an intro. Yeah. I mean, this is an intro. This is an intro. Or interlude. This is an intro. And this has 3 intros. So there's more intros than actual songs. You're too small. More like intro too big. Yeah. Pretty much. Finally. And this is pretty okay, actually. I thought another intro was coming. I don't blame you. But yeah, this is actually not that bad. The vocals are a little better, actually. Maybe the real intro was the friends we made along the way. More like, maybe the song was the friends that we made along the way because it was just intro after intro after intro. This album is a big uncanny valley. First song is okay, middle is meh, last song is okay. Middle is not meh, middle is fucking awful. Intro long unlimited, yeah, that's it. That's the one. This part is not bad. The lyrics on that part is actually pretty cringe. Surround me, I can't stand myself. It's also the same 4 chords the whole song. I was like, I'm gonna use the same 4 chords the whole song and just play them differently. Used to do a remake of this album. Absolutely fucking not. No, this album should be left dead. It's like a pop song, yeah, I mean, honestly, you should grab a lot of inspiration from pop songs to write your own stuff because you probably can write better songs that way. more cohesive, understandable songs that people will enjoy. Yeah, this part is not awful. But yeah, this last song is, when it actually starts, it's not that bad. This has been the best part of the album. Yeah, I agree. In a way, being too emotional when making an album can end bad if not managed correctly. Yeah, I think I needed some quality control for it. Being too emotional when being such an inexperienced songwriter can really hold your music back. But I'm happy that I got it done and that I put it out and that I said what I had to say with it. I don't love this. I do believe this album is really bad, but I am glad that I released it and I proved to myself that I could have got it done. But yeah, this song when it actually starts is actually not that bad. I think having a mentor/teacher figure that will roast you is a good way to avoid it. Definitely. This album was great for a learning experience in many ways for you. And making bad stuff is worth that, ain't it? Definitely. You gotta get something that sucks first, that really fucking sucks first, and put it out. Just so you know, so you learn from it, but prove to yourself that you can get a piece of work done. This part is actually kinda good. Except for the glitches, I guess. But yeah, I wanted this part to sound really tender and like fragile. Yeah, a little long, but not bad at all. That part could have been shorter, but it's not awful. And yeah, the song still has 5, almost 6 more fucking minutes to go. 5 more fucking minutes to go. Well, another intro. Want it to be my epic finale. Sounds like a Halo OST. Yeah, kinda. It's not bad. Oh, here we go. This part is pleasant. The intro kinda sucked because I fucking sucked at mixing at the time. I want it to be this grand epic kind of thing. If you think this part sounds cool, it's gonna get worse. And guess what? It's not over yet. Hang in there, guys. Only 2 more intros left. You wish. And it's still not over. It's not over because we still have Rain. Because this song just needed to be 12 minutes long. So that's it. That's my first album that I ever did. And it fucking sucks. So now we're gonna read the review that one people left me on Metal Archives. They left me a 90% review, which this album definitely does not deserve. 8 out of 10 good. Nah, this is a fucking 4. At most. Look at this title. Outstanding atmospheric black metal / post-metal debut from a young musician. And this person is actually a professional music reviewer from Australia. Based in Mexico, ILO is an atmospheric black metal post-black metal act with ambient elements helmed solely by Jorge Lugo, that's me, who wrote all the songs, plays all the instruments, and does nearly all the vocals on Insomnia, ILO's debut album. A second vocalist, Jose Daniel Sainz, or Jericho, my good friend, wrote and sings the lyrics Unhaunted, the third track. One remarkable thing about Insomnia is that Lugo was 19 years old when he recorded the songs and produced the album himself. Well, considering how it turned out, not that impressive. The album explores related themes of dreams, fantasy, the natural world, a desire for a girlfriend, and maybe also connecting with and making sense of one's unconscious feelings and yearnings. That actually is exactly what the album is about. And this lady read me like an open book. A desire for a girlfriend in so core! Well, yeah, I actually wrote this album after my first real heartbreak, so that's why it kind of has some of that in it. For an album made and produced by someone so young, Insomnia is well structured with short ambient instrumental tracks, not that remarkable in themselves. True, but it's probably the best part of the album. Said at the beginning and in the middle of the album, and the bulk of the album taken up by 4 songs of at least 6 minutes in length, the longest of them being at least 12 minutes long. It did not need it to be 12 minutes long. Well structured? Did you listen to the same album? That's what I'm saying! Man, I released my first album and I already had one glazer on it. If she enjoyed the album, that more power to her, but fuck, my album sucked. The music itself ranges from abrasive blast beat black metal to a more melodic post-black metal, post-rock style. True. And some of the songs have a psychedelic feel to them. Probably not intentionally, to be honest. Of the early songs in the first half of the album, Chateau is an out-and-out, straightforward, blistering black metal track, but Haunted is something else altogether. A brooding post-black metal song with an unusual introduction featuring pluck off-kilter guitar chords to disorientate the listener that develops into a quite interesting and emotional piece. You mean that it sucks? Melodies go off-key into a fantasy world as the lyrics explore trauma within the protagonist's fantasy world while asleep. Well, they go off-key because I sucked at recording it. In the album's second half, Sleepless is a nightmare world reflected in a choir of rasping demo ghost black metal vocals and a rising sense of terror. The instrumental sections of the track where alone tiny guitar melodies faces off against thumping percussions and hammering tremolo guitar chords, or against stuttering blast beat drumming. Compared to some of the other tracks, this song can seem jarring and it's all out of sync. That's because it's the first song that I ever wrote and it's fucking out of place, but I just had to include it. The black metal vocals sound amateurish. No, they sound very amateur. But the music matches the torture imagery in the lyrics, and it's much more complex than it first appears. Man, they're glazing me hard with this review. They're giving me too much credit. There is a lot going on in the background of this track, from the tiny guitar melody to the jackhammer tremolo guitar pressure behind the drumming. Final track, You're Too Small, is a fitting summary to all that has gone before. The traumas of previous tracks point to a fear of rejection and terror of being alone in an unforgiving world with no knowledge, map, or tools to make sense of it. Oh my god! I wonder if they will still agree with this review now. Probably not. I hope not. The music here is at its most varied, ranging from angry and aggressive raw black metal that rocks out in parts of the track, to tender acoustic guitar melodies and in a dark urban blues mood territory, and even sorrowful church organs and funeral ambiances in one brief section. Wow. The song builds up to a raging climax and then brings the album to a graceful elegiac conclusion. You mean that I add 2 more intros at the end? This is like how people online talk about Sleep Token. Yeah, pretty much. Except your album wasn't quite as bad as Sleep Token in most ways. I don't think Sleep Token is bad at all. It's a little bit boring for me, but I don't think they're bad. If I had not known Lugo's age at the time he made this recording, I have guessed that it was the work of someone at least 5 years old and maybe 10 years older that will listen to the same album. It really does sound very mature, with the songs having layers of instrumentation, volume, and atmosphere. Mature? Mature, yeah, that's what I'm saying. The songs are really well composed, and their execution captures the emotion and trauma behind the lyrics. Do they? At times, the songs play as if they wrote themselves, including the long instrumental parts in some of them, and use Lugo as their conduit to come into this world. Something tells me she ain't got that job no more. I'm guessing she doesn't have it anymore. I mean, this is a casual review, not a professional review on some publications, so... The details of the songs, including the use of keywords to create the appropriate atmosphere and encourage particular moods, are outstanding. Okay, if you say so. Ilu is definitely an act worth watching in the future to see how Luga's songwriting and music making / recording talents develop and flower into something quite special. I think he will be one artist who can and won't be limited to one music genre, and I wouldn't be surprised if he quickly outgrows his current project's musical genre and direction. Well, I did do that, but what the fuck? So yeah, that's it. That was my first album. That's my first musical review ever. So what do you guys think of my first album? Because I think it sucked a lot. Thank you for roasting it with me.